Hello and welcome back to another guide video in Brotato. Today we are playing the Vagabond in Abyssal Terrors, and you can see here we start out with some negative effects, negative armor, negative dodge, and we also have reduced modifiers for luck and harvesting. And well, we have a very special passive to kind of make up for that, and that is that we are allowed to get different weapon classes. Here we're going to want to look for attack speed, damage percent, or melee damage. Okay, melee damage is perfect. But yeah, oh my god, we found a quarterstaff immediately. That is great. So I can showcase exactly why we started with the sharp tooth. This is not part of the final build. The quarterstaff is what we want actually, so we're going to pick that up. We are going to do a bit of re-rolling. Coupon and another quarterstaff. We'll take this first, do this, and re-roll one more time. A medical weapon slash precise. We're going to also want this. So now we can get rid of the sharp tooth when we buy the scissors. And I will explain right now. But the final build is going to be the quarterstaff, the circular saw, okay, the flaming brass knuckles, the lute, the hammer, and the shuriken. So what this is going to do is give us a full melee scale, like melee damage scaling build or setup. So we're going to have 6 weapons that all scale off melee damage very well. And then, yeah, it's just that we're going to turn the Vagabond into a melee character. And the reason we started with this particular weapon, the Sharp Tooth, is because if you didn't know, when you roll in shops and you're looking for certain weapons like this, right? If you say, oh, I really want a quarterstaff, right? Well, if you have only primitive and medieval weapons in your inventory, you actually get a boosted chance to find other primitive slash medieval weapons. And in this case, we can pick up the torch because we are going to want an elemental weapon, and that's going to be the flaming brass knuckles. So we want to keep this. We don't need the sharp tooth anymore because it's primitive precise, and we already have those two weapons, right? The precise here, or sorry, yeah, precise here, primitive here. So we can go ahead and go ahead and get rid of the sharp tooth, okay? And yeah, we do have one of the 6 weapons already, the quarterstaff, and the other 2 are kind of just placeholders. The scissors are going to help us find the circular saw because, well, it's a medical weapon and it's, yeah, so it's a medical weapon. It shares a class with the saw, so it'll make it easier to find. And then the flaming, or the torch is going to help us find the flaming brass knuckles because they are both elemental weapons. So yeah, that might be a little complicated, but basically we want to pick up all of those things, all of those weapons that share traits with what we're looking for. Speed is good. And see, we found a torch immediately because it's a, right, again, higher chance to find the weapon we have equipped. Hedgehog is good, we can reroll. A loot, okay, nice, so we're already 2 out of 6 weapons. Attack speed is amazing. Oh, unarmed as well, we can take that. And another loot upgrade and a hedgehog. Okay, we're gonna lock the entire shop here. So we now have 2 out of 6 of the weapons we want, the lute and the quarterstaff. And I will say finding these 2 early is the best. That's part of the reason why we started with the sharp tooth, because primitive we want to find the quarterstaff, right? And then the lute, just finding it is really nice because you do get bonus harvesting for having the lute. And I didn't even fully explain the passive, but basically we can only use different weapons. We cannot have 2 copies of the same weapon. However, every weapon we have gets contributions to its weapon classes regardless of what your other weapons are. So we can have 11 fully maxed out weapon classes even if we only have 1 of each weapon, right? So musical support, we only have this one weapon that is musical and support, but you can see we have 4 out of 6 on both of those weapons. So that is the strength of this character. Medical gun, okay, that's not what we're looking for. We can keep going. Ooh, sunglasses is going to be really nice. We're just going to go ahead and sit here and let these, or not reroll anymore because it's going to be better for us to just buy those 2 items. Crit chance, attack speed, and damage percent are going to be really helpful for dealing a lot of damage. Crit chance is actually kind of more important than general, like than your general character on the Vagabond, because we get so many bonus stats from our weapon classes. Again, we're going to have 11 fully maxed out weapon classes by the end of this. And we get so many bonuses from those weapon classes that getting more crit chance is going to boost our damage more so than like more damage percent. Because we just get so much damage percent and so much of the other stats that, well, yeah, it works pretty well. Also, the precise weapon is going to give us a lot of crit. So getting even more crit is going to be relatively easy. Do a reroll here. Nothing we want. Melee damage is good though. Melee damage, attack speed. We could have also taken the butterfly for some lifesteal. Lifesteal is a really good healing stat, obviously, but currently we're not worried about that. It's not something we need immediately, and we would rather just roll for our weapons while they're still cheap. Also getting more weapon upgrades on the loot or quarterstaff potentially. Finding the other 4 weapons we need, right? All of these are going to be priority over things like getting a little bit more lifesteal right now. And yeah, I hope you guys are going to be able to follow this pretty well. The main thing to remember though is that if you hold a weapon from the same weapon class as the one you're looking for, you get increased chances to find it in the shop. That is the most important thing to remember when you're playing the Vagabond. So you don't have to play my specific setup here, but I made it very cohesive and easy to follow. So if you guys want to, you can, right? Saltwater, attack speed will take these 2. And keep rolling. Naval, medieval. That could be interesting, but we're not really doing that right now. You could include some of the new weapons if you like, but the build I gave is, I think, relatively easy to follow, like I said. So we're just going to stick to it for now. We're also, you know what, we'll take the piggy bank. Piggy bank and the snail, why not? If the piggy bank gives us back like 150 materials, I'll say it was worth it. The thing about the piggy bank though is that generally you want to spend most of your money because of inflation in the game. So using the piggy bank to make more money is not as effective as it seems unless you're like fully trying to utilize it. But if that's the case, that means you're not rolling, you're not buying items. Well, that's not very good, right? Because you want to buy items and roll. You want to find your weapons. In our case, though, we only really care about having the weapons by wave 12 because we're going to fight an elite on wave 12. If we can't find all 6 of our weapons by then, we will just pick up some random weapons to make sure we have 6. And yeah, we should be able to kill the elite without any problem. The Vagabond is really strong in 20 wave runs. Attack speed is great. Primitive and stuff. We could take the scissor upgrade, but I'm not interested. Damage percent is good, we'll still take that. And nothing. Okay, it's okay. Keep going. So we're still missing 4 weapons. We're on the lookout. Getting some luck could actually help. We currently have 10 luck from our weapon class. Because we have 50% reduction on luck modifier. But the loot gives 20, so we end up with 10. And yeah, having a bit of luck is actually really good on the Vagabond. That's one of the reasons I think luck is nerfed on this character, is because he would be really strong if you could start with a lot of luck. He would definitely be prioritizing luck more on this character if he didn't have that negative part of his passive. Alright, kill that guy. Also, since we are looking for... What else? Let me see, wait a sec, let me make sure I'm being safe. Alright, since we are also looking for like the hammer and the shuriken, we do want to try and get a weapon with heavy or blunt eventually. We could just take armor to be safe. We'll go ahead and do that. None of these. No. The crown. That's probably not the best item for us. Melee damage and crit is really good. A bag is good. Oh, healing stats are amazing. Damage percent. And keep going. Okay, so we still only have 2 of our weapons. That's completely fine though. These other weapons are all just placeholders, right? We gotta keep that in mind. They are increasing the chance we find the ones we want. Okay. And yeah, wave 9 here is pretty simple. I mean, I haven't mentioned much about the waves because, well, they're really easy, I'd say. We have wave 9 where this little guy spawns a bunch of eggs. We just take him out. We don't have to go for anything crazy, we just kill everything, right? Focus on the dangerous enemies first, the coral reef, the egg spawning enemy, the crabs that do the little dashes. There's another egg spawning enemy, right? This is called a Diplocalus. We kill him first. Alright, there we go. Come over here, get rid of the crabs. I see a coral reef, we'll get rid of him. Get the tree down. Trees can give loot crates, we want to go run through and get that other trees over here. Nice, there it is, perfect. +1 loot crate, there you go. Alright, recycle that. Attack speed is great, armor is great. There we go, we found the hammer. Perfect, and it's tier 4, it's actually pretty lucky, I'm not gonna lie. But we found the hammer, so we are going to pick that up. And actually, wait, we don't have a blunt or heavy weapon. Wait, this is just purely RNG. We didn't have the increased chance, guys. We just found it. Okay, well. Oh, there's the shuriken, though. We don't really want to get rid of the scissors, sadly, because then we would get the... Oh, why? That's kind of bad. Okay, we can get rid of the torch and then pick up the shuriken. There we go. That's what we have to do. So now we have 4 of our weapons. We have the hammer, quarterstaff, lute, and shuriken. We're missing the medical saw, and we're missing the... What was the other one? Medical Saw. Oh yeah, and the Flaming Brass Knuckles. There you go. So we are holding in unarmed weapon, which is the fist. That's gonna help find the brass knuckles. And then we're holding the medical, or sorry, the scissors, which medical scissors I think, which are gonna help find the medical saw. So yeah, we have 2 placeholders and we have 4 of our weapons already. So this is amazing. But you guys, I'll show you guys the stats once we get the final build. The last 2 weapons, you guys can see the stats in a bit. And you'll see just what I mean when I say this build gives you so many free stats. It is insane. We're just super tanky. We're also missing Blade. Blade is one of the bigger ones, which comes from the Medical Saw, because it gives you a ton of lifesteal, and then you can just heal much more easily. So getting a medical weapon is pretty important. Medical and Blade, they both give lifesteal slash HP regen. Pretty important. Skip that. Move speed is good. Pick up these. Oh, another bag. Nice. Crit chance. You know what? We'll take it. Yes, it's good. 2 melee damage is not bad. We can actually upgrade our weapons here. You know what? We're going to do it. It's pretty cheap. And this way, even if we don't find the weapons we want, we can still have some pretty strong weapons going into the elite. But yeah, I'll show you guys really quickly. Primitive and medieval on the quarterstaff. You see that. Plus 3 armor, plus dodge, plus HP. The lute, musical support, plus luck and harvesting. The hammer, plus armor, HP, and damage percent. The shuriken, plus crit chance. This one gives HP regen. Blade would be here if we had the medical saw, so then it would be lifesteal and HP regen. And then we have the fist. This would be fist, unarmed and elemental, so dodge plus elemental damage. So that's what the final build is going to look like once we finally get it. But yeah, just so you guys understand why we're picking these specific weapons. They're also kind of easier to find. I will say the hammer and medical saw are a little bit more difficult to find because they only exist from tiers 2 to 4. Which means if you have low levels of luck, it's going to be more difficult to find them. But that's why we have the loot. It's giving us a little bit of luck. And then we can also pick up some luck in the shop if we find it. And that will help us find the final 2 weapons we're looking for. Though in this case, we already found the hammer, so we're not worried about the hammer. We're just worried about finding the medical saw still. Medical saw makes you much safer. Much safer. Because it gives you a ton of healing, like I've been saying. We're missing that healing right now. Though we do have the medical scissors to help a little bit, it's not really comparable because having Blade is just way better than having these medical scissors. So we want to get that as soon as possible. There we go, perfect. Okay, gentle alien, sure. 3 more armor is good. Sure, it can upgrade, but we have to get rid of this one. Okay, that's okay, that's okay. Community support is really good here. We get a lot of attack speed. We just took bonus enemies. Bone dice is also really nice. We can take that too. Oh, nice. A goldfish. We could take all of these because we do benefit pretty heavily from crit chance, like I've been saying earlier, or like I said earlier. So having more crit chance is great. This guy, pretty simple in wave 1, or in his first phase, you just move through his little cage, and then phase 2. Wait a sec. Okay, I said pretty simple and then almost died, but it's because I was kind of talking too much. So, yeah, in phase 1, you just move in, like his little cage, he does 2 cages, you just move through it. Really simple. Move through it, try to stay in melee range so you can keep hitting him. Phase 2, he pretty much just hovers near you and then puts a small circle around you over and over, and it doesn't move. So you can just stand in the circle and keep hitting him. Really simple. The phase 2 is the easiest part, and then phase 3 you saw, he puts a very small cage, and then it kind of closes in on you, and only leaves a small area in the center, and then he's also like moving towards you slowly. So if he steps on you, you can end up dying. That's kind of what happened there. I think he stepped on me because I was talking too much, like I said. But yeah, not too difficult if you know exactly what he does in each phase. This is questionable. Okay, this is actually really good for us, technically, but we will end up losing like 8 armor. So, I'm not sure it's worth it, but you know what, we'll take it, we'll take it. So we do get a lot of damage here, so actually I'd like to get more armor now. Armor, melee damage also good, but you know what, we'll take move speed first. We'll get the armor later. So we get night goggles, crit chance, and range. We get this, more crit chance, and dodge. But first we're going to take the black flag, of course. This is cursed, we can take it. Lifesteal. Snowball. Interesting. It's cursed. I mean, I guess we could take it. So elemental damage is not going to be massive for us, but it does affect the flaming brass knuckles once we finally get them. So getting a little bit of elemental damage is not terrible. I think if this snowball wasn't cursed, or if it weren't cursed, I'd probably just skip it though. So I will say that. I will definitely say that. Yeah, things being cursed or not cursed kind of affects whether or not you want to buy them, right? That's just a fact of the DLC. So unless I completely pretend like the DLC curse, what do you call it? Curse mechanic is not there, then our runs are going to be a little different. Because like you might even get a cursed weapon, right? And obviously if you find a cursed weapon, you should take it. That's really good. Cursed weapons are completely broken in 20-wave runs. Alright. But we did take that black flag because we get to get bonus materials now from killing all these enemies. And then we just get more enemy spawns as well, so overall just more money. It's a very easy investment. This early in the run, we absolutely take it. Alright, nice. Crit chance. We could take a lifesteal to be safe. You know what, we'll do that. We'll take the lifesteal. We should just be safe here. Quarterstaff to upgrade, nice. More melee damage is good. And more melee damage plus XP gain. Plus we do have the reduced luck modifier, so we only lose 4 luck. Oh, we're against the impaled worm. This guy's pretty annoying actually. His mechanic is kind of hard to show. You just have to be ready to dodge his charges and slashes. There's not much I can say. He does charges and slashes in his second phase here, as you can see. And he does it kind of like in groups of 3, the charges. So that's 1, that's 2, we move out, and that's 3, we move out. So we just have to be ready to move out of the way when he charges. Very simple, but might take some time to get used to. I found that the impaled worm is kind of one of the more dangerous enemies when you have a melee weapon. Because he's similar to the narwhal, which you just saw, the narwhal enemy. There's one on my bottom left here, look under me. It like gets ready to charge at you, and then it throws a slash at the same time. So, you know, when they're slashing and charging towards you at the same time, it can be a little bit difficult to get used to. Especially since the impaled worm's slashes are kind of randomized, right? It's like a big clump. That is insane. Okay, we're losing all of our armor though, so we're going to need to get a lot more. Yeah, 2 armor is really good. We're going to lose most of it in a bit. We'll just double the black belt. That's completely fine. Shuriken upgrade, nice. I want to make sure I'm not missing my weapons here. Butterfly is good now for lifesteal. Where are my weapons? Elemental heavy. We could take this, actually. We are still missing the flaming brass knuckles. So, I guess we'll still wait for now. Ice cube can be pretty good, strangely enough, because once you have the flaming brass knuckles, you apply the ice cube like really easily. Since it applies on your passive, the brass knuckles has like a burning effect, which means if you hit an enemy, you automatically just apply the ice cube. So then it'll help you deal 10% bonus damage. I'm saying all of these things, but it seems like we're struggling to find it. So, you know, we'll see if we actually find it or not. I hope so. It's been 15 waves. We're still looking. We have time. And this is why you do sometimes want to be able to be flexible though, because you're not necessarily going to find all the weapons. Like, I think finding 5 out of 6, like if you do a Vagabond run and you do the same setup and play really similarly every run, you should easily find 4 of the weapons. You should regularly find 5 of them, and you should still most of the time find all of them. And in my opinion, that's kind of how the luck is going to pan out. Okay, more lifesteal is good. Take these. I am buying a lot of weapons, to be fair. Armor is good. Another scissors. Where's my medical saw? We have 71 luck as well because we got the lucky coin. So it's even easier to find than the normal. I didn't mention that because I kind of glossed over it. Just wasn't paying attention. But yeah, the lucky coin gives a lot of luck, which just makes it easier to find the medical saw. Makes it easier to find the brass knuckles. It's also not surprising, like, it's very unsurprising that those are the 2 weapons we have yet to find, because they only exist from tiers 2 and up, which means we can't find a tier 1 copy of them. And obviously tier 1s are going to be the easiest to find. So we're basically hoping we find a tier 2 weapon, in that it rolls as a brass knuckles or a medical saw. And if not, we're just going to have to stick with these, the ones we have. The medical scissors and maybe this fist. They're actually completely fine. Obviously not as good as the setup we're going for, but they still work. They do what they're supposed to do. Alright, And there we go. Okay. 6 melee damage, that's pretty big. We could say crit chance, but I'm gonna look for armor, exactly. Thank you. Okay. Frozen Heart. Um, questionable. We're not gonna take that today. Claw Tree is really good. XP gain could also be good, but I'm really just looking for our weapons here. This could be good as well, just more healing, but again, we just want to find our weapons. I'll take a fish hook. Celery tea, we're not against elite, we can take that. More crit chance. Reroll, dangerous bunny. Primitive and heavy. So we already have those, of course. We have the quarterstaff and the hammer. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, it's a little sad if we can't find all of our weapons, though. To be fair, we have been buying a lot of items, so a lot of our materials have been going to items. But it's better to play this way. You do, again, you want to be flexible. You don't want to try and forcefully skip a lot of things to try and only spend money looking for your weapons. That's not really the most effective way to play this character. And I'll also say that having all tier 3 weapons is pretty good. Anything more than that is like, not necessarily lucky, but like, not necessary, I'd say. Like, having all tier 3 weapons on him is really good, on the Vagabond. Also, you guys saw how much damage I took there? Because these enemies are cursed and they have the black flag damage boost. So they hit harder than normal. That's why I've been so, like, focused on getting more and more armor. We just want to be safe. We don't want to get one shot randomly. Because, like, 4 enemies hit us at the same time or something. And then we just die. Like, boom. Right. So more armor, more max HP would be nice. Dodge is also okay. We could take that. Get both of these. Medical gun. Okay, that's not the... See, this is medical, but it's not the medical saw. So it's not what we want. Roll. Roll. Oh, that's good. That might get us the medical saw. Please? No. Wait. Oh my god. Retro Mission's hoodie cursed. What? Okay. That's kind of crazy. This is also really good, by the way. The cape, it makes us a lot safer. So we should probably take it too. An anchor. It's a bit too late for you. I think hunting trophy will pay for itself if we buy it next wave. Like, after this. Okay, we're against the beetle. He's gonna do his little cage here, so we want to stay far away from him. Stay far away. Get far away. And now he's doing slashes in phase 2. This is actually easier than the cage, in my opinion. You just, like, stay near him, but move out of the slash, and he's dead. Super easy kill. Let's make sure not all of these hatch. We don't want to let all of these enemies hatch, because they turn into dragonfish. The dragonfish is genuinely dangerous. It does a lot of damage. Like, the projectiles can hit for... I think if you don't have enough armor, they can hit for like even 40 or something, if they're cursed as well. The dragonfish. So, yeah, very dangerous enemy. Gotta be careful with those guys. Just kill as much as we can. I see there's one about to hatch in the bottom left. See a cursed walrus. Get rid of that guy. You don't want to get surprised by a big... See, look at this cursed guy. Can I let him hit me once? I don't want to die. Wait. Oh, I was trying to get hit by one projectile to show you guys the damage. This doesn't do anything. We're going to recycle that. Reroll. Luck. No, thank you. More dodge. Yes. Okay. Hunting trophy. Retro mission hoodie. Reroll. More crit chance is good. More crit chance is good. Okay, we can get cap crit chance 100% in a second. And it seems like we're going to have to get out of here without finding the final 2 weapons, unfortunately. I did have a different setup before in my old video, which you guys can watch if you like. That is from the Crash Zone. It's not from Abyssal Terrace, but it was on the Vagabond as well. And it was a pretty different setup, actually. That setup works really well too, but this setup is all melee weapons. So I think this one is technically more efficient. But the issue is this setup has 3 tier 2 weapons and up, which are the hammer, the medical saw, and the brass knuckles. So it can be a little difficult to find all of those. As you see, we have 80 luck and we still haven't found 2 of them. So it's much more difficult for us to find all of the weapons because we have a lot of weapons that are higher tiered. Well, tier 2 is not very high, but obviously it's much more difficult to find than tier 1 weapons, right? So it's just how it goes. We'll take some crit chance here. Crit chance, dodge and lifesteal crit chance. And it looks like we're not going to find our weapons, unfortunately. Move speed we could just take. Sure, and then reroll. Reduce enemy move speed. Any weapons? Nope. Okay, so we just did not find the brass knuckles, and we did not find the medical saw. So what you could do in situations like this is get a different medical weapon, maybe get a blade weapon, things like that. You can just switch it up a little bit. But we did find 4 of them: the shuriken, quarterstaff, hammer, and loot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. That is the video. Maybe leave a like and subscribe. We're gonna go ahead and kill the eel first here. And yeah, you can leave any comments, questions, right? I always read them. Alright, he's in phase 2. We want to kill him before 70 seconds if possible. There you go, he's dead. Now we focus on the whale. Just look at our damage, it is absolutely insane. Also, our run is definitely a bit more dangerous than your run will probably be, because we took the item which reduced our armor by like 7. But yeah, that is the Vagabond. And yeah, you can see here, look, where is it? The Ashes lost 8 armor. We lost 8 armor. So we could have been like 50% damage reduction nearly if we didn't take this. Yeah, this was probably not worth it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That's the Vagabond. Next time we will be playing the Techno Mage. So if you guys can come next time and watch that. But that's it for today. Okay, goodbye for now. Bye-bye.